Welcome to the Alchemy of Sex and Spirit, where sex, psychology and spirit meet. In this episode, I'll explain how intimate relationships are a magical path. Well, stay until the end for today's magical practice. It might just change everything. Did you realize that intimate relationships are a spiritual path, a magical practice? And as such, your relationship provides you with the power to have or achieve anything you truly desire. I repeat, your relationship is a magical path, and it invests you with the power to have or achieve anything. I can make this statement with such certainty because I understand the first master key in the science of intimate relationships. Many couples live without clear aims or purpose. They're unaware that their relationship has a purpose. They think that it's an end in itself. So people enter into relationships hoping that it will make them feel better, be happier, less lonely. But very few people enter into relationships with the understanding that the coming together, the merging of their life with another has definite purpose in the big picture, the cosmic plan. In Christianity, it's called the wedding at Cana. In alchemy, it's the process of turning lead into gold. In metaphysics, it's the work of transmutation of energy. In physics, it's splitting the atom. Now, living in an intimate relationship is the hardest way to live. It's far easier to be able to do what you want, when you want, and how you want. A relationship ultimately constrains you from complete freedom of choice and movement. It's no longer what I want, but what we want. You see, when you wake in the morning and look across the bed, you see the polar opposite to you looking back. The chances are that he or she is the opposite gender, not always, of course, but in the majority of relationships. They may have been raised in different family background, culture, religion. They may be in a different stage of life to you. They may be very intuitive while you're very rational, or the other way around. They may see the world differently to you, materially, spiritually, politically. In so many ways, your partner is your polar opposite. That's what attracted you at the start of the relationship. But as time goes on and familiarity strips away the masks and the veneer, that which you found exciting, exotic at first, gradually becomes a wedge that exposes your differences and begins to silently prise you apart. There's an inflow of power that is needed for creative agreement to take place between two opposites. Without this power, opposites clash. Just witness the entrenched conflicts throughout history, throughout the world. Divorce, war, violence, murders, they're all an effect of conflict where opposites collide. In the process of scientific discovery, we've come to understand that the universe works according to certain laws. The laws of gravity, magnetism, and electricity, for example. The whole realm of nature is in tune with the laws of the universe. It's universal law that governs the seasons. Summer follows spring reliably in particular parts of the globe every year. Plant life bursts into bud in spring and blossoms in summer, prepares for slumber in the autumn, and returns to sleep in winter. The law of gravity ensures that a ball or other object flown into the air is guaranteed to return to the ground. The laws of magnetism determine whether two electromagnetic objects or people either attract or repel each other. Then there's another universal law that states that when two or more people genuinely agree about anything that they desire, the event or thing upon which they have agreed will manifest in the appropriate season. Simply stated, this means that two people who can agree have the power to create anything they truly want or desire. Of course, this at first sounds ridiculous, some kind of fantasy, fairy story. It's ridiculous, absurd, unbelievable. But before dismissing this completely, pause a moment and think. What if there was some truth behind it? Imagine for a moment what possibilities would emerge if your relationship held a key to unlock this law that underwrites the creative principles of life. The possibilities are endless when two intimate partners can agree together as though they can see or touch a desired outcome. That new car or job, more income, unity in the family, better physical health, even conscious conception. Anything is possible. Now, I'm not saying that such a depth of agreement between two people is simple. No two people will automatically agree on everything, especially when you're living with somebody 24 hours a day, and your relationship will have suffered from many disagreements over the course of time. That's inevitable. But it is possible. So how is the power to agree to be found? This is where the magic begins. Pay close attention. I'm about to reveal the first master key in the science of intimate relationships. This master key holds such power that when truly understood and applied, it has the potential to end wars, resolve disputes, mend hearts, and heal sickness. But here's a word of caution. Magic can be used for selfish outcomes instead of positive ones. In the hands of the ego, these master keys can be used as yet another weapon to assert power over others, even over an intimate partner. This is why true magic practices remain hidden from ordinary consciousness. The master keys are intended for practitioners who are prepared to lay their ego aside to connect with true power, not the power to dominate another, but power that manifests in peace and agreement. Here's the secret not many people know. This true cosmic power to agree, whether it be two nations, two siblings, or especially two lovers, is to be discovered by understanding and applying the law of three. You see, the whole vast cosmos, from the starry skies through to the ground we walk on, is the alchemy of three forces: active, passive, and neutralizing. Imagine the leads in an electrical socket: positive, negative, and neutral. In a device that requires a high voltage of electricity, the neutral lead is vital to prevent the negative and positive charges from sparking, short-circuiting, destroying the very thing they're meant to empower. The neutral lead doesn't add energy. Instead, it balances and safely channels the flow between positive and negative so the current can be useful. Think of the atom, a combination of the proton, electron, and neutron. These are the electrical currents that connect us with life. Most people think that the universe is built upon two forces, good or bad, either this or that, my way or the wrong way. Whenever two opposing forces meet, two viewpoints, two emotions, two lovers' wills, a third force is needed to harmonize and stabilize them. Without it, tension builds and energy is wasted, or even destructive. With it, power flows and something new can be created. This third force isn't compromise, it's waiting to be discovered. It's not your way, it's not your partner's way. There are no winners or losers involved with the law of three. It's creative. It's the magic at the heart of manifestation. Now, the three forces work like this. The first force is the active force. It's what you want. Let's say a new car, perhaps, or a holiday, or to have a new job or start a business. The second force is the passive force. It's that which resists or prevents you from getting what you want. In a relationship, there are examples such as this that occur every day, maybe several times a day, right down to what you're going to eat for lunch or dinner, or what to do at the weekend. If both partners share the active force in a particular situation, then agreement is easy and both partners get what they want. But let's say partner A wants something and partner B disagrees. Partner A is then experiencing the second or resistant force coming from partner B. But meanwhile, partner B is trying to express what they want with regard to the situation being discussed. So for them, that's the first force. Now, both partners are operating in first force, but each with conflicting desire. Help! It's time to call upon the magical power of agreement, which comes in the form of third force. So how can the third force be found when both partners are fighting for opposite outcomes with the same force or energy? To be even capable of allowing the third force to emerge, at least one, or ideally both partners, will need to silently ask the third force to show up. This requires spiritual practice. To shift from first to third force requires you to stay conscious even while you are hearing opposition coming from the second force. When you can stay conscious in the face of your partner's opposition, you are then in a conscious state to be able to transfer your consciousness to your partner's feelings. Only by connecting with your partner's feelings will you then be able to understand what they are saying. You've then created the environment for third force to emerge. Magical practice. Arrange with your partner a time and a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. If you're not in a relationship, do this practice alone, but dialogue with your own subconscious mind with the instrument of imagination. This practice is to begin training in becoming aware of your feelings and reactions when faced with the two great universal forces, active and passive. Switch off all appliances such as your phone, TV, etc. Look into each other's eyes and hold hands. You're going to ask your partner 3 questions for things that you want. Decide between you who is going to be the first to ask the questions. When asked what they really want in their relationship or in their life together, most people are unsure. Do you want more intimacy in your relationship? More purpose? More fun? More sex? What are your desires? You'll ask your partner 3 questions, and all 3 questions must begin either with the words, "May I?" or "Will you?" Remember, what you want, what you desire, is first force, active. Your partner will answer yes to all 3 requests. There's no need to explain or to dwell on your questions, and you're not going to do whatever the questions are at this stage. This is an experience, a spiritual practice. Now keep your request short. Whatever you ask, your partner will say yes. That's an unbreakable rule in this practice. Now's your chance. Be bold, brave, and courageous. Experience what it feels like to express your deep down desires. This is your experience of the active force, first force, getting approval of what you want. After your questions, your partner will then ask you 3 questions. And now it's your turn to answer yes. Listen carefully to the requests and allow the impact to make a feeling arise within you. Answer yes mindfully, being aware of how it makes you feel to say yes to your partner's requests. How do you feel when you answer yes? That's your experience of the first force. When you've both asked and answered 3 questions each, it's time for the next part of the experience. Now you'll both ask each other 3 more questions, but the set answers are going to be no. This is your opportunity to experience your feelings when faced with the passive or second force. Whatever question you ask, your partner will answer no. As you hear this refusal, feel your emotions, but simply observe them. Don't allow yourself to act in a rejected manner. Breathe through any feelings of rejection or irritation. It's okay to hear someone say no without feeling that it's the end of the world. What did no do to you? Did you shrink under the sound of no? Or can you experience your feelings without getting lost in them? This is your experience of the second or passive force. After you've asked your questions and you've heard no to every question, it's your turn to be the one who answers. Your partner will ask you 3 questions, and now you will answer no to each one. Be sure that you talk over with your partner what you felt through the stages of this experience. This is the beginning of your training in the great work of agreeing to agree. Thank each other for the opportunity to become more honest, more self-aware as a result of this experience. If you've enjoyed this episode, you can download my ebook, The 7 Stages of Love, completely free. Just follow the link in the description or the comments section below. Until next time, take these words from John O'Donoghue away with you. May you be peaceful and joyful, and recognize that your senses are sacred thresholds. May your senses gather you and bring you home. May your senses enable you to celebrate the universe and the mystery and possibilities here. May the eros of the earth bless you. Thank you for listening. I'm David Brown, and this is the Alchemy of Sex and Spirit.